shit, man. We ain't having all that trying to change the narrative with this J. Cole decision. You know what I mean? I know I made a couple videos going kind of, seeing the best that I can see out of it, making the best of a situation that was like a just one of the most unprecedented moves in the history of hip hop engagement. When a challenge is thrown your way, or however who threw the first challenge, but they've been verbal jousting for quite some time. And so J. Cole decision to raise the white flag, or however you want to do it, bow out, is his decision only. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else ain't going for that. We ain't jacking that. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? J. Cole is who he is. J. Cole is great. He's going to be great, all that, all whatever. I don't know how much of a hit that he's going to have on his career going forward, but I'm sure he's going to be okay. You dig what I'm saying? He's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go down as one of the top-notch lyricists in hip-hop. Without question. But don't be trying to use that little situation that he went through, you dig what I'm saying, and try to say that we should all, learn a lesson and take heed and practice, that type of conflict resolution and all that. Let me tell you, man, this is hip hop. This is an arena. Hip hop is built off battles. Who's the best on the block? Who's the whole 5 elements of the culture. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, this should be an example of how hip hop should be handled going forward. And, in particular, as far as what happened, with Biggie and Pac and all the street stuff that happens when you get these beefs and they get high profile in these different camps and all that. That's been going on since the beginning of time. It's not just hip hop. That's everywhere. That's corporate America. That's business. That's mobbed. You know what I mean? That's criminal enterprise and all that. They do it. That's what it is. It's always going to be like that. You know what I mean? This is music. We know J. Cole and Kendrick ain't on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? And y'all worrying about their camps. They're not on that type of time, man. You know what I mean? This is strictly lyrical warfare. You know what I mean? So, y'all trying to make it out to be something that it really is not. And then y'all trying to use it as a narrative going forward of how hip-hop should be structured. You know what I mean? Nas already said hip-hop was dead. Y'all didn't take heed to that. Y'all thought it was on some hating stuff. Nah, he was talking about the corporations trying to hijack hip-hop and create their own little narrative and try to create their own little rules of how this is the rules of engagement. You're trying to change the rules of engagement. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't care. You have a high-profile artist who's a chart-topping MC who's in this allegedly big 3. You know what I'm saying? Decides to fold. You know what I mean? When it's not a beef, when the battle cooks, when there's a challenge, when there's engagement, when you've been talking all this, gangster lingo, as far as hip hop, as far as your skill set. You know what I'm saying? You're using this metaphor as far as I got the biggest gun on the block and ain't nobody gonna mess with me. You dig what I'm saying? So this is just a little bit of, whatever. You know what I mean? It ain't to that extreme, but I'm just saying, this is hip hop. This is the expression of hip hop. This is what we do. And now y'all get little liberals and all these little, these little, whatever they are, hip hop police now. They trying to show you this is how it should be handled going forward. This is a teaching moment for kids, all that. It's a teaching moment to stand up, like a man and just, and take on and believe in yourself and just go to battle and let the public figure out who won. You know what I mean? If you got rabbit ears and you're sensitive to this thing, because you get a little lackluster response to your diss, your light touch diss, your soft shoe diss, and they treated it as such, as a soft shoe diss, when you should have just basically, came out blasting. You know what I'm saying? You should have came out blasting. You had the right to do it. You trying this negotiating soft shoe diss J. Cole, J. Cole, that you did. And I guess your people's got a little, or you got a little bit of the feedback of the streets, they weren't really jacking it like that. You know what I mean? And you can't sleep. Now all of a sudden you're stressed out. Your campus in, what you gonna do, Cole? They're gonna use that part where you say, "What you gonna do, Cole?" They're gonna use that part for memes. They're gonna use that part in raps and music going forward. What you did, man, like I said, was unprecedented. I get it. I get why you do it. I get why you did it. I get it. If that's what you believe in, you got spiritual or whatever, your spirit wasn't right, fine. What I'm saying, I'm not getting in that camp where, you know what I mean, I'm trying to stop that right there, that movement where they talking about, yeah, this is how hip hop should be, these disputes and these beefs or rivalries should be handled in that way. Nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, miss me with that. We ain't doing that. Nah, that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's not gonna happen. Not in this genre that you making trillions of dollars, off of, and you ain't really breaking orders off anything. A fraction of that. You dig what I'm saying? So, nah, not happening. Just not happening. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna express ourselves. We're gonna do how we do, and if someone name drop someone in their raps in a disparaging way, it's gonna be handled accordingly. Hopefully on wax or on the airwaves. It's just the way it is. That's the way it's always been done. Stop trying to change this narrative up because one dude that has a fan base and accepts that, whatever, or go along with it. And, I get it. J. Cole, you didn't want to compete. Fine. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying in this whole thing, this whole diatribe, that you're not going to hijack, not you personally, your fans or whatever, are not going to hijack this moment that you did, that you created, that you did, and try to use it as this is the way the blueprint should go if someone's feeling some certain kind of way. That's up to each individual going forward. But you set the tone. This is on you. Use the trailblazer in not competing and raising the white flag. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to eat that. That's just the way it is. And you, like I said, you bowed out gracefully. You had an explanation and everything and all that, but we ain't going for the hijack narrative and all that. You know what I mean? Nope, that's not going to happen. Hip hop is always going to be a competitive sport. We need people beefing or battling. You know what I mean? Especially artist-wise. You know what I'm saying? Not beefing so much because ain't no bodies drop. You know what I'm saying? But we need people out here like, yo, I want the top spot. Oh, what's the point? Anyway, that's my time. Peace.
I need to be something I wasn't even born to be.
Humble.
Humble.
They want you to be humble.
Yeah, so you humble me. What you got now? You got a war? You got a global war? You got the Chinks, you got the Dominicans, the Asians, the Russians, the Colombians, the Jamaicans. What they doing? They desecrate the nation. You got your veritable fucking snowstorms of cocaine and smack, whatever the hell else they shove in their veins. You got a worldwide crime syndicate now. There's no rules. There's no parameters. There's no feelings. There's no feelings for this country.
Anarchy.
You got anarchy. So? 5, 10 years from now, they're gonna wish it was American Cosa Nostra. 5, 10 years from now, they're gonna miss John Gotti.